So we can't blame Donald Trump and Republicans for the high prices without going all the way back to what happened in 2010 when the floodgates were opened to the ultimate greed. That's when Citizens United was passed. Citizens United was an organization owned and run by rich white Republicans. And they wanted to influence elections. But we had election laws back then preventing that from happening. Well, they said, fuck that. They wanted to put together a hit piece documentary against Hillary Clinton. It was the first time she was running for president. And they said, we're going to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Why were they able to take it to the Supreme Court? Well, just like today, there was a conservative majority, 5-4, and it included Clarence Thomas and Alito. And they ruled in favor of Citizens United, that it's a violation of free speech for corporations and wealthy people to not be able to pump unlimited amounts of money into our elections. How did this cause prices to go up? Because they could influence people. They could influence lawmakers. They could influence candidates. They could influence anything they wanted in order to benefit themselves. And that's what happened. They were able to influence lawmakers to deregulate things like price control. The pharmaceutical industries, the healthcare industries, they were big drivers of influencing our lawmakers to get rid of price control regulations. And now you know where we're at today with our healthcare and drug prices. They were able to deregulate for industries like oil and utility companies so that they could set the high price point for oil and make us dependent on oil. No other kind of energy competitors are ever allowed to enter in. Probably one of the biggest things that they influenced were financial investors, hedge fund managers, and you name it, because they were able to start buying up privately owned companies that treated their employees well, that gave them virtually free health care, where a forklift driver could raise a family, have a pool, take them on vacation. But no, they deregulated all of that. And these hidden investors came in and gobbled up all of these companies, extracted their resources, exploited their workers, suppressed their wages and benefits. And then once they got their profit, they turned around and sold it to another hidden group of investors. And it still goes on today. Citizens United also allowed corporations to buy up every single little company out there. There used to be regulations around that, but this is what the influence of Citizens United allowed. And now we're just stuck with the prices because there's not much competition. So Republicans are the reason we have lived in hell since 2010. They are. But what can you and I do about this big monster of a problem? We have to stop voting in the same patterns we've always voted, because the strategy to get us vote a certain way is a pattern that has existed since 2010. We need to go to organizations and see who they're endorsing that want to overturn Citizens United. You can follow Nico. I've tagged him here. He's got the financial integrity scores of our current members of Congress and candidates that are going to be running, but also see who End Citizens United is endorsing. Go to their website. Leaders We Deserve, David Hogg's organization, see who they're endorsing. Run for Something, which is supported by Bernie. They're endorsing candidates. Democratic Socialists of America. Check out who they're endorsing. Justice Democrats. Our Revolution, another Bernie Sanders organization. Pay attention to who these organizations are endorsing. We have to vote differently. And let me tell you, we have voted for people who can be influenced. Hakeem Jeffries can be influenced. Nancy Pelosi was influenced. Chuck Schumer is influenced. A whole lot of centrist Democrats, if not all of them, can be influenced. And that's why we keep staying stuck. So yeah, Republicans are to blame for high prices.